Ready?
Yeah.
All right, a little bit of Stanley Clark, Silly Putty. What's up?
Welcome to Gab Jam, episode 46.
46.
This is a topic that has been kind of hanging around, a question that's been hanging in the air for years and years and years. And that is people always are concerned with how to protect their song. They're always afraid that somebody's going to steal their stuff.
Yes, always.
And why is stealing stuff not a problem from a legal perspective?
Why? Well, okay. Let's back up a little bit.
Let's back up. Okay.
So, if you're in America, under the copyright law now, let's just say that if what I have just played was an original, if that was an original song, because we are recording right now, it would be fixed. And since it's fixed, right now under the copyright law, I have a copyright. There you go. So automatically, under American copyright law, at that point in time, you got a copyright. So anytime you record something on your computer, record it wherever, phone, whatever, you have a copyright network.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now there are extra protections that you get when you register your work.
Okay.
And then there's a certain presumption that you get that you wrote the song first. If you go to court, if you've registered the work.
So that's what the registering.
That's what it does. It gives you other types of damages. So normally what happens is, if let's just say I just go with the copyright where it's fixed, I don't file anything, right? You go into court. What happens is that you can get an injunction to stop people from, selling copies of your work, blah, 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 right? Whereas if you registered the work, you paid the $30 or whatever it costs to register the work, what you end up getting then is what we call treble damages. So that means that you can actually collect money back from the work.
People who sold or
the copies that they sold and blah, 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 all the rest of that type of stuff. So again, that's dealing with American copyright law. So to me, that's the thing. So right now, the way the copyright law stands, as soon as you kind of commit your work, you've already got copyright. You can put your C next to your work.
Okay.
And you're sending it out, saying, "Hey, look, this is a copyrighted piece of material." Okay. So now let's go back to steal my stuff. Okay. Right? As we discussed in our earlier episode, episode 45,
45,
right?
Yes.
In episode 45, so you have to dial back to see that. Okay. So in episode 45, we talked about the deluge of material that's out there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, so there's tons and tons of stuff out there. It seems like you might have more music than people can consume it.
Right.
Right? So right now, when it comes to music, as far as supply and demand goes, there's more supply than there is demand. Okay. So now they're getting into steal my stuff.
Right.
Okay. So if I have somebody who's so desperate that they're going to go grab up my stuff, right? And I think this really applies if you got a little uniqueness to what you're doing, whatever it might be, and they're gonna go and you must. For them to just pick you out of tons of people who are out there, there must be something unique about what you're doing that they're gonna even risk this, right? And they're gonna take your stuff and they're gonna put it out there, and you're not out there right now. I don't see how that's a bad thing. I mean, because to me, to the extent that it does successful for them, they can't reproduce it on their own.
No, they can't.
So that means that if they're gonna have to do a follow-up, they're gonna have to come to you. And instead of stealing it this time, they have to pay you. So I mean, to me, it's like you know, I hate to put it this way. Drug dealers have the best, right? I mean, they do. I mean, you get your first hit of cocaine or whatever it is, right? Whatever the drug is, right? They give it to you for free, right? That's what they do. Hey, here you go. You take your hit. You know why? Because they know if you got that personality, it's going to be the best thing that happened to you, and you're going to be coming back. You're going to be coming. You are doing nothing but creating customers. That's all you're doing with that one freebie, right? And I look at that the same way with respect to music. Now, a long time ago, I had the same issue. You know, I was worried about that. We went to his lawyer. We were getting him to shop some stuff for us. And he asked me a question. He said, well, what are you? Are you an oil well or are you a Crisco can? You know, and he'd say, what I mean by that is that, you know, an oil well is going to continue to give oil. It's just going to give oil. Whereas a Crisco can, you can get to the bottom of it. You're done. If you're a Crisco can, then hold on to it very tight. If you're an oil well, then don't worry about it.
Just let it go. Let it flow.
They're going to come back to you, and you have a creative niche that you've created for yourself.
Or that they've created for you.
Exactly. And so, I mean, that's going back to that point where if you're a person, if you're saying that this is the only song I'm ever going to write in my life, I'm never going to write another song like this in my life, then clutch your pearls. Hold on to it, you know, I mean, and hopefully nobody would ever steal it because that's it. You know, you got one, you're one and done.
But the other part about that is, even if you're one and done, how are people even going to hear about it if you clutch it too tightly? That's my problem.
But the problem is that if you're one and done, if somebody does take the one and they do something with it and they try to come back to you to reproduce it, you can't reproduce it because you said that you don't have anything left. You know what I mean? And so to me, that's why I keep coming back to that point that you can't hold on to your music so tightly that, you know, you're not willing to allow certain things to kind of go. I mean, you have to do that because what's going to happen is that in that way, I think the cream will rise to the top. People, if they enjoy what you're doing, people will come to you to get it.
They will.
They will come. And not only that, people like to do that. People like, one of the things they like to do when they like something, they want to find out who did this. And then they want to find out more about who did this. They want to find out more about what makes that person tick. Who did this? You know, I mean, how many songs that you hear on the radio that you like, and you just went, oh, no, I don't care what it is. I don't care what the name of the song is. I don't care about any of that stuff.
I guess I'm going to reference episode 45 too, because that's part of my problem with the music of today is that because it is so widely available, there are sometimes when I'm interested in a song, I'm used to the traditional, let me find out more about this person. And I come to find out it's a group of people in a room, but there's no person to kind of, you know, I guess, grab onto, to kind of hold on to kind of know more about. I guess I am kind of used to that personality behind. So, to your point, that, I want to know more because I want to get more of that, whoever made that, whatever else they do. And sometimes it's just a group of people that wrote something and they don't have, like, one central person that you can go back and kind of...
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I'm saying that when I first heard Prince, I kind of thought that might have been it. I kind of thought, oh, you know, there's this woman singing on this song, and it's probably a song that was thrown together by a bunch of people, and she's just singing on top of it. You know, and then I found out more about, you know, I found out it was a guy. And then after that, found out that not only is a guy, but he wrote the songs, but not only did he write the songs, but he played every single instrument, and then he also produced it. You know, so that was something I found out along the way.
And that hooks you in because that gives you, I guess, a fan for life. To me, when there's something to go back to, and you have other stuff. So even as a songwriter, you should have more than your one trick.
Usually you are, and all I'm saying is that I heard I Want to Be a Lover. What I didn't know is at the time is that certain person that did Soft and Wet. But I didn't know who did Soft and Wet before. I had the song, but I didn't know who did it. And so again, that's one of those type of things where you start to learn more about certain artists. And once you do that, you just always cobble for more. I mean, it's like if you find about an artist later, like I think I first heard Stanley Clarke when he came out with his Martyr Man album. And so I had to go back and get, you know, the Stanley Clarke record. record, the Journey to Love record, the School Days record, in order to do that. But I had to go back in because I wanted to know more about that artist, and I was willing to pay to do that, even though when I initially heard it, I heard it for free.
Yeah.
And so again, that's kind of what happens for people. You know, I recorded stuff on the Midnight Special. He was on there. I recorded that off the television for free, or off the radio. You hear stuff, and you record it, but you want to hear more about those artists. You have this interest. The Police, it was the same way for me. So I really think that that's the same way it translates with respect to still in music. So I mean, at least for me, I mean, stuff that's on our SoundCloud page, things like that, people want to use it, go use it. You know, go ahead, take it, use it. You know, I mean, I say, hey, you know, credit me, but you know, that's the thing I asked for. But you know, if they don't do that, you know, what the hell? I mean, all I'm saying is that when you take it, you use it, and you perpetuate it. Like I remember, what song was it? Baby Steps. Oh,
yeah.
The Tony Webb record. Yeah. Somebody did a video.
Yeah, they did.
For that. And, you know, and I was just, you know, doing a casual YouTube search to let someone hear the record. And I was like, wow, somebody made a video of this song. And I was like, cool. I didn't do it. They did it for me. Yeah. So again, I don't have a problem with that. And
I was about to say that's the serious form of flattery, right? Is that they want more, and that even taking the risk of doing it without permission still shows that they appreciate it. That took time.
And you know, that's why, you know, this kind of moving into a certain, I guess, kind of on the side of that. And that is with respect to these copyright lawsuits that we've been seeing lately. Oh, yeah. Like the one with Led Zeppelin, the group Spirit, and Stairway to Heaven. And then I think it was the one that was lost with Blurred Lines with the Marvin Gaye estate. And to me, especially the Blurred Lines and the Marvin Gaye estate one, to me, that's very dangerous for the music industry. I mean, there's a finite number of chords. We only use certain modes with respect to popular music. And so understanding the finite nature of what we do to allow a lawsuit or to prevail, you know, a plaintiff to prevail in a lawsuit, just kind of based on the fact that they took the feel of a song. I mean, to me, that to me is very, very scary. I mean, you know, that has a chilling effect on creativity. And that's not what copyright law was meant to do. To this day, I listen to Got to Give It Up. I do not, when I want to hear that song, I don't say to myself, you know what's a good substitute for that is Blurred Lines. I'm going to go listen to Blurred Lines. No, I want to hear Got to Give It Up. You know, and matter of fact, when I heard Blurred Lines, that made me actually want to go listen to Got to Give It Up. It didn't make me want to not go buy it or do the rest of that type of stuff. And so to me, if I wanted to go back and redo that song, I would now say, well, you know what, I don't need to redo that song because of that Blurred Lines is out. I know, I'm going to want to go and do that song. Because Got to Give It Up is, you know, I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic within itself. And I don't think they stole that much from that song where I conflate the two together. And so to me, really, that was the ultimate flattery to that song, what they did, and that's what art is meant to do. But copyright law is meant to, you know, it's meant to do a couple of different things. A, protect the rights of the copyright owner, and then also to inspire people to make music. Because the thought is that, you know, if you can make money off your music, then you're going to want to make the music and share it. So that's the whole reason for it. And to me, I think this is doing a lot to impede that, their creativity. So I really have a problem with that.
And it sounds like you kind of saying that all art is kind of a little theft. I mean, if there are only so many notes and so many chords.
Right. I mean, there's going to be a certain amount of that. It's the same thing with the Stairway to Heaven Spirit thing. I mean, it's like that progression shows up somewhere everywhere. And so, you know, you can't look at it and say, well, it's the same progression. I mean, no. You know, I mean, I hate to say it, but no shit. Of course it is. You know, I mean, I mean, look, I mean, unless we now gonna just start doing some stuff that's gonna be completely atonal and dissonant and all the rest of this kind of stuff, and some 15/4 time signature or whatever else. I mean, we don't have an X minor. You know, we don't have a wide flat. So that's not part of our musical lexicon. So come on, we cannot get so restricted. Especially if popular music is going to continue on, that we're going to allow those type of lawsuits to prevail. That can't happen. It will completely chill what is popular music. If it ain't been chilled enough.
I'm about to say, then we can have the what's the Pootie Tang, the nose, the silence song.
Right.
Okay, so a couple of points, you know, you've already kind of made in a roundabout way that that it's already copyrighted when you first make it, so people can't technically steal it. The other thing is that it helps you find your tribe. It helps you find other people who like what you do, which so share freely. Ideas are not copyrightable.
Look at it as a business card, right? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, music in that sense is copyrightable, and that's always it's because all of this stuff is intellectual property. So when you start talking about an idea, and there's a higher level in which to get a patent, in which that's when you start looking at something that's going into patent law. I have this novel idea, invention that I've come up with that allows me to get a patent. So that's a whole day, and there's a high bar for getting a patent. You know, I mean, and it's very difficult. Getting a copyright is a lot easier, and that's why I say that, you know, we've got to loosen the standards with respect to what we see as infringement. And then the other thing about infringement is infringement goes without intent. So meaning that I can say I never intended to steal this song. I never heard it. But I came up with a song that's just like yours. It doesn't make a difference. That's copyright infringement. Copyright infringement doesn't need intent. It's strict liability. Is your song a copy of that one? If the answer is yes, you're guilty.
That's an easy way to explain
it. That's it. So
if it's a copy, then you're wrong.
Right.
You're not right. You're wrong.
Right. You're completely wrong. So that to me is completely different. So
the other thing is life's too short to worry. Again, we're all about love, peace, and chicken grease around here. So again, download songs, listen to them, have fun with them, and then there is no bad intention. I'm saying we're in the music business. That's part of advertising, you know. Again, you give it out so that people will come back for more. So,
I think so too. I think that's a big. Think about your music as a business card. You know,
and
just
you give those away. You want to give those away.
Yeah, you do. And you may have put a nice creative design in them, all the rest of that kind of stuff. Now, if somebody does something that's similar to your design, then to me, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, they stole my design." It's like, no, that's affirmation that what you're doing is a good design. You know, I mean, so again, it's one of those things that let you know that, hey, my cards are being noticed. You know, so you
it
really
actually validates your idea.
It does. It does a lot more to validate your idea. And I'm not saying that means that you just allow somebody to take a song and go make $1 million sell out of it. No, I mean, sue them. You have that right to do that. But it makes no sense to sue some YouTuber who's got like maybe 1,000 subscribers and that's it. I mean, that's just crazy. That's nuts. I mean, it's one thing if it's Beyonce that takes your song. You know, again, if Beyonce takes your song and you file a lawsuit and she knows she did it, you know you're gonna get some money anyway. You know, so and Beyonce's
but let her make it a hit first.
And they'll probably come to you anyway. You know, because it's that they don't want you coming out with some lawsuit against them. So again, I think that to that extent, you will find a way to get paid. So that's
it. They should steal stuff.
I think so.
As an artist, you do want, you know, you want that kind of attention. So.
I think that don't get too anal about trying to protect your music from being heard, because you might end up with your music not being heard
at all.
Because like we said before, the supply of music that's out there is 20 times greater than the demand for it.
Yeah.
So to the extent that you have somebody that's actually demanding something,
right?
I mean, that is a good sign. I'm not saying that you just go with that forever, but you got to start someplace.
Yeah. First of all, what do you think? What do you think about this?
Yeah, where, I mean, am I just completely crazy about this or what? You know, I mean, let us know. I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong answer.
No, there isn't. Now, we're just saying our perspective, but you may have a completely different.
Right.
Sometimes you guys throw those truth bombs on us from your perspective, and that changes our thinking.
They've had something stolen or something like that, and never got paid off of it, you know, and it might be a horrible story. So, you know, hey, let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I can be completely wrong about this, but
again, you can change our thinking about it, which is I appreciate that. We welcome that.
Right.
So drop it.
Even though I don't really think I'm completely wrong about this, I just thought I'd say that. I was trying to be extra nice.
You know what? We've been 30 years in the game as far. Oh Lord, here we go. We've been 30 years in the game, and we've done the keeping it close to your vest and the letting it flow, and in the past few years we've been letting it flow, and more good things have happened. So I think that that for us, we've already kind of tested the theory both ways.
I'll be honest with you. When that lawyer asked me if I was a oil well or a Crisco can, and he explained what it was like, man, I'm an oil well. You know, taking run with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't. You know,
like
that's
seeds in the breeze, like Johnny Appleseed, right?
I mean, these songs are the bomb right now, but they won't be the bomb to me a year later. Because I know something else is coming.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that's the way you always look at it. It's like, I know something else is coming. Something else is coming that's going to top that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've been doing our song, clip a week challenge, and so far so good. We've started out the year really nicely. So if you want to know more about the music we do, make sure you click around. There's some videos, and check out the SoundCloud page. Subscribe. You're gonna miss something.
Yeah.
Your favorite social media. Follow us. You know, DM us, whatever it is, so that you can make sure that you get your hands on some of what we do.
Yeah, let's make this thing interactive, y'all. So let's do that. Let's get this marketplace of ideas flowing.
You know what? And that's kind of one of my things too. I would like to have a Facebook page where people actually do drop their links.
Right.
So you can check out the Prejippie Music Group page on Facebook. And a lot of times we do share when we hear some of the music that you guys do. Right. We often will share it. So again, feel free. Send us the link. Don't be the Crisco can. Send us the link, let it flow, and we will share it and hopefully get you some new fans. How about that?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, and we have the South by Southwest meetup coming. Yeah. We're going to be doing some vlogging. We're going to go to music stores, and we might do some buskering.
And all kind of stuff. Yeah.
If you're interested, click the link below. And as always, if you dig the vibe, be sure to
subscribe.